Lesson 48, radical equations, page number 210. Okay, let's look at that equation up there and figure out how to do it. This is old stuff. This isn't the new stuff yet. So, what do I do?
You gotta take the 2 out.
You gotta square root
both sides.
Okay. Square both sides. And then we get
14.
x equals 14 for our answer.
Happy days.
All right. So that's what we've done.
We can stick to it.
What if I have x squared equals 4?
So you have to square the 4.
Okay, I got to square root both sides. And I'm left with,
X equals 2.
okay,
Positive.
plus or net minus 2. Okay, so I get both answers there. So this is stuff that we've done. Let's look at one like this.
I'm sorry,
X minus 4 minus 2 equals 6. This method you will see again and again and again, and it will get harder and harder and harder. But right now, just enjoy the simplicity of it. So, Ben, any ideas what I do to find x?
Do you add the 2 to the other side?
Exactly. It's called isolating the radical. You can't do anything to solve this unless the radical is on one side of the equal sign by itself. I guess I should say for later on, you cannot solve for x unless one radical is by itself on one side of the equal sign. There will be times where there's got to be 2 or 3 radicals. I only want one of them on one side of the equal sign. And then we make a mess out of everything else. But anyway, that's the only way to do it.
You just gotta like zigzag them
Yeah.
from side to side.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I square both sides. And I get x minus 4 equals 64, or x equals what?
Yeah,
68. Now, how do you know that 68 is the right answer?
Because you can
Plus or minus.
substitute it in that.
Check it, check it.
You check it. We put, yeah, check in the back of the book.
Check it.
You put it right there. 68 minus 4 is 64. Square root of 64 is minus 2. We're good to go.
Boom! That means we got it right.
All right. So, square root of x plus 4 plus 2 equals negative 7. We're going to do what Ben said. We're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And then what?
Square.
And we get x plus 4 equals
A negative 80. Oh, positive 81.
positive 81. X equals
7.
Yes.
okay. Let's plug that in, see if it works. Square root of 77 plus 4 plus 2 equals negative 7.
The lesson, will we have to check?
Yes. Square root of 77 plus 4 is what? Square root of 81?
This is crazy.
What's the square root of 81? 9.
It's a lie.
11 equals negative 7. It doesn't check.
It's totally right.
What's right, Ben?
Nothing.
Everything up there is right.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
11?
It's a positive and negative 9.
It's half right.
It's half right. Okay, what happens if you put a negative 9 in there?
Oh, the same.
Work.
Is the square root of 81 ever negative 9?
No.
You can never get a negative when you take the square root of a number. So it can't be negative.
But
But negative is the only one that works, right?
Wait.
Very good, Tom. That's exactly what I wanted you guys to say.
It's like a one-way valve for it.
Does Adam understand on the other side?
If the square root of 81 is negative 9,
That would work.
then
It's
it
an
works.
imaginary
Yeah.
number.
What's that?
so
What works, Elias, Ben?
I don't know, some of it.
Right.
Switching the 7 and the 9 somehow? Or that would be a positive 9.
You just
Okay. What this means is, sometimes at the answer that you're going to get, you don't need to remember this word, but if you want to call your brother a name or something, it
Write it
works.
down.
It's called an extraneous root.
I got it.
Extraneous, in case you want to write somebody a text. It's the number that works to make the equation happen, but when you plug it in, it's not a true statement.
It's a funny.
And it has to do with radicals being negative. Like Tommy was saying, if that was a -9, it would work, but it's impossible. So what happens is you start dealing with imaginary numbers. So that's why, Kendra, when you ask, that's why you're going to have to check these things now. Because you're going to come up with an answer, and if it doesn't work, it's going to be wrong. Because even though you did the algebra right, it's an extraneous root, and the algebra works, but the number doesn't exist.
But
So
doesn't -9 times -9 equal 81?
Yes, it does.
Then why, when you square root, do you not get positive
It's a rule. Ask me.
Okay, so
Let's ask Mr.
You got me
Joe
lost here.
Saxon.
-9 times -9 is
81?
81.
And 9 times 9 is 81.
Okay. In 9 times 9, okay,
So technically, the square root
You
of
want
81
positive?
is 1 positive and 1 -9.
exactly.
So then why
But you
can't
can't
we
go the other way. You can't take a square root of a number and get a -9.
Why not?
Yes.
I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right.
But it's not. It's not the right answer. How do you get the right answer?
Right, Ian.
There isn't one.
So what do you
There is no, and this is important, guys. At this point in your mathematical career, all you've been working with are real numbers, which makes sense. Ones
Yes.
that actually exist.
This number doesn't
Yes.
exist.
Next week, you will start working with the other part, the other dimension, the dark side, the shadow side.
Lesson 51,
Imaginary numbers, which are
The square
the
root.
square root of negative numbers.
Euler's notation.
Ow.
So the square root of -9. There are two numbers multiplied together that will give you a -9.
There is positive and -3.
But those, they have to be the same number
Okay.
with the same
So
sign.
positive and negative.
Failed me again.
Actually, the number is 3i.
I don't want to talk about I.
Because I mean
Don't talk to me about
I is
I.
imaginary number.
It's like I to like the fourth power, like four.
One more problem here.
So what do you write if it's not the right number?
You're right, no real number.
So can we erase it and put extraneous root or something?
No, just write no real number.
Put a waste paper.
So what if we really want to write extraneous root?
Well, then you can write it.
Do you want us to check it each time?
You're gonna have to because you're never gonna know extraneous.
What if it's an odd problem?
Is this for our
They're all odd. No, this is not for your enjoyment. It's for your torture and for your destruction.
Maybe I like the pain.
You really don't know what you need.
Okay, so Caleb, any ideas?
I got it.
Wait, I got.
Wait, I got
hold
one.
on.
I got an idea.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I totally got
You
this.
guys are not Caleb.
Ben? All right.
I know.
I don't want the answer here, guys. I just
I know.
want to start working on it. Okay?
I got stuck.
Anybody else want to make a fool of themselves and give no?
No.
Square them!
Thank you, Seth.
That's what I said.
He's a witch!
It's a
Okay, when you square x plus 3, very, very important here, boys and girls. X plus 3 squared is not x squared plus 3 squared.
Dang, Flavin.
You have to square both sides, the entirety, all of it, every stinking bit of it. So, when I square both sides like that, I get x squared plus
9x. 6x, excuse me.
Okay, I get that.
I have no idea.
Okay, if I have the exact same thing on both sides of the equal sign, I can get rid of them. X squared, they go away. Okay, that makes life easier.
Can you smaller them?
Can you swell that? Can you what?
Simplify them.
Now you can simplify.
Like 2 and 6.
I'll move the 2 over here, so I have 13 equals 4x plus 9.
Yay, x equals
4 equals 4x. And x equals 1. Does that work?
Yeah!
Put it back up there in the top problem.
Peanut butter.
What? Peanut butter. Good communication.
Yes, it does work.
Okay, it does work, so we're good to go.